Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Web3 Quick Bites podcast, the podcast where we jam to the latest bits in the decentralized world, exploring the far outreaches of digital reality, and chatting with some of the brilliant minds in the industry. Today, we're diving into the exciting and emerging world of NFTs, what they are, and how brands can use them for marketing. NFTs are the author's buzzword in the tech world right now. If especially if you're in Web3 or in the blockchain industry, are like the hottest buzzwords. Now, if you're thinking that NFT stands for not for turtles or never forget tacos, well, I'm afraid you are mistaken because that's not what NFT stands for. And I'm going to say what NFT stands for the sake of first time listeners or beginners in the blockchain and Web3 world. NFT stand for non fungible tokens, and they are taking the digital world by storm. They are really. I mean, if you could remember clearly, there was a time the NFT wave was everywhere. People were minting all sorts. There were different kind of arts from just a whole lot of type of arts were being minted by people, and they were being sold on NFT platforms. The most popular one that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to is OpenSea. I mean, and I think there was a debate that came up one time. People were like, "Why are you spending lots of dollars? Why are you spending lots of money to buy something I can easily download on the internet? I mean, you buying it, you bought it with your money. I can just screenshot and then just own it. So why do you have to spend a lot of money?" And shout out to those who actually took their time to explain what NFTs are. So a lot of people who didn't really get the hype about NFTs, right? And I and I also understand the skepticism that most people have about NFTs because a lot of NFT projects actually crumbled and loads of people lost money. So there's still a little bit of skepticism about NFTs. But we're going to look at NFTs from a marketing point of view on the podcast today and also clear some misconceptions and assumptions that people have about NFTs. So like I explained earlier, NFTs stand for non fungible tokens, and they are taking the digital world by storm. They are really. So now that we already know the explanation, what exactly are NFTs? Well, think of them as unique digital assets that can be bought, sold, and traded, just like physical assets such as art, collectibles, and even real estate. Yeah, real estate NFTs. But instead of owning a tangible item that's something you can feel, something you can see, something you can hold, in the case of NFTs, you own a unique digital file that is authenticated on the blockchain, making it impossible to counterfeit or replicate. Remember when I said earlier that most people are of the opinion that why are you spending loads of money to pay for something that I can easily download on the internet, right? But the thing is, if I own an NFT, it is impossible for anyone else to counterfeit it or repeat or replicate that particular type of NFT that I own. It's just impossible because on the blockchain network has a uniqueness to it. If someone has the original, it will be difficult for someone else to replicate or make a counterfeit. So that's I hope that answers the misconception that most people have. Like I can just download it and then I also own it too. No, you can download it and have a screenshot or a saved image of it somewhere, but you can't lay claim to it. In the future, when the NFT is worth like let's say you buy an NFT art for I don't want to talk in crypto lingo, so I'll just talk in the normal currency that we all understand. Let's say you buy an NFT art for let's say 500 USD, and in the future when the NFT when you want to sell the NFT and the value has increased to let's say 5,000 USD, it's the person who bought it, the person who owns it that has the right to lay claim to it. You that have a saved image of it on your phone or you have the screenshot, you can't lay claim to that art again because it already belongs to a unique person. It already has a unique owner and then no counterfeit can be made because the blockchain network doesn't allow for that. and cannot be replicated. So there's a uniqueness that comes with buying and owning an NFT, right? But like I said earlier, we're looking at NFTs from a marketing angle. So which begs the question that why are NFTs causing such a stir in the marketing world? So this is the time where we get creative and dive a bit deeper and see how brands can use NFTs for marketing purposes. So one way brands can use NFTs is by, let's say, creating limited edition merchandise that is exclusively represented by an NFT. Remember when I said you own an NFT, it is unique to you and only you, right? So let me give you a quick example. For instance, imagine a clothing brand that sells a limited edition hoodie and then creates an NFT that represents ownership of the physical hoodie. So fans can buy the NFT and redeem it for the physical hoodie, making it an exclusive and collectible item. Right? So just imagine your favorite brand. I know most of us listening to this, or some of us listening to this, we like to own designer items. We like to own items that it's not common. Yeah, it's all human traits. We all like to own common things. And so you hear that your favorite designer says you they created an NFT. Exactly, you buy this NFT and you come to our store. You redeem it for a limited edition item, right? It's just like Lamborghini saying, okay, you buy our NFT and you come and redeem it at our dealership for a limited edition Lamborghini. I mean, that's a catch if you ask me. Limited edition, maybe they made just like 50, and only 50 people in the world can have that type of car. We will not jump at it. For Lamborghini lovers, I bet they will buy the NFTs and it will be sold out in less than minutes, right? So that's an example of how brands can use NFTs for marketing purposes. And another way brands can leverage NFTs is by using them as rewards for loyal customers. I'll give you another example. So imagine a coffee shop that creates an NFT that represents a free drink, and customers can earn an NFT by making a certain number of purchases. They say, okay, you buy 5 cups of coffee, you get an NFT. You buy 10 cups of coffee, you own an NFT, right? So this not only creates an incentive for customers to keep coming back, but the NFT serves as a token of their loyalty that they can collect, right? And because they are loyal to that brand and they know that, okay, if I buy 5 cups of coffee, there's an incentive that comes after buying that 5 cups of coffee. I get to win an NFT, and that NFT can be redeemed for even something better and something bigger at the coffee shop, right? Oh, that is also another way to also use NFTs for marketing purposes. And lastly, brands can collaborate with artists or other brands to create unique NFTs that represent the partnership. I'll give another example. So let's say a shoe brand collaborates with a street artist to create an NFT that represents a limited edition sneaker design. You know what this does? It creates buzz and excitement around both brands and offers a unique product for fans to collect. You have an NFT that is like a limited edition sneaker design, and it's just limited to a particular group of people, maybe when it's whitelisted, and then only 100 people has access to it. So it's just like an excitement like, oh yeah, I have Nike limited edition NFT sneaker design. And it's one thing to have so it's one thing to own an NFT, and it's also a great way, not just for the customers, for the brands and the artists um to also grow themselves and to also put themselves out there. And then also, so both brands and both the artists, they are both getting something out of it. So it's increasing their popularity, and it's also creating buzz and excitement around them, around both the brands and the artists. At the same time, fans are also collecting a unique product. I mean, everybody wins both ways, right? So yeah, so those are the three examples that brands should look into when it for using NFTs for marketing purposes. They can use it as a loyalty program. They can use it as they can use it to exclusively represent their limited edition merchandise or the limited edition products that they have. They can leverage NFTs for incentives and also use it to collaborate with artists or other brands. So partnership, collaboration to create NFTs, and then so both loyal customers of both brands are winning, and people, the customers also, they also get something at the end of the day. So another perspective I would like to come from when it comes to using NFTs in marketing, especially for brands, is thought leadership. Now, as with any emerging technology, there are still many questions and debates about the future of NFTs. If you remember, I said earlier that people still have that skepticism towards NFTs. They think it's a scam, it's fraud. And so it is actually fine because it's an emerging technology. It hasn't gone mainstream yet. Not many people has adopted it. And the use cases might seem far-fetched, might seem like it's far from reality, right? So some people see NFTs as a passing fad, while others see it as a game-changing innovation, right? Well, as a brand, you have an opportunity to shape the conversation around NFTs and establish yourselves as experts in the space. So how do you do this? By creating unique NFT campaigns and engaging with fans on social media and other channels, you can show your expertise and thought leadership in this emerging field. So, if you're a brand owner and you're listening to me right now, it's time for you to take advantage of this opportunity. It's important to take advantage of it because it's an emerging technology and this is your chance to actually win people over. I understand that you have your Web2 marketing strategy and plan going well for you, but Web3 blockchain, NFTs, are all emerging technology. It won't hurt for you to also invest or allocate a small sum. I wouldn't want to say a lot because it's best to test the waters. So you can allocate a small income, a small portion of your marketing budgets and diversify into Web3. You can start with trying to understand how you can use NFTs for the marketing campaigns and also how to help your brand grow. And I know that leveraging NFTs as part of your brand strategy will also get you customers from the Web3 world, right? Because as more people are understanding how Web3 works, how NFT works, how the blockchain technology works, the the technology is expanding, it's getting bigger. Because 3 years ago, not most people know what Web3 or the metaverse or NFTs or technology, what they are. But now it's starting to get to that stage where people have a little bit of idea of what it is and they already know that, okay, this is what NFT is. They might not have in-depth idea or they might not have a diverse thought about it, but at least they know what it is. And so just look at it from 5 years from now. If you're already kidding at this early stage, look at it from 5 years from now, how it's going to be. You would have grown your audience, you would have grown a loyal customers, you have your audience, and that is actually a good thing. It's also a way to help your brand grow. Right. So now that we already know how we can utilize NFTs for thought leadership, it's time for us to talk about NFTs and social media. For most people, the first time they heard of NFTs was on platforms like Twitter because they have become hotspots for NFT creators and collectors to share their work and connect with others in a community. And as a brand, you can leverage social media to promote your NFT campaigns and engage with fans. Right? I mean, there's Twitter, there's Telegram, there's Discord. All these social media platforms are awesome platforms that you can promote your NFT campaigns and also engage with your fans. For instance, imagine a brand launching an NFT giveaway on Twitter where fans get to retweet and tag friends for a chance to win a limited edition NFT. It's not costing anything from me, probably a few MB here and there. It's not like you're spending money, you just have to retweet and tag people. And then stand a chance to win a limited edition NFT. So this not only creates buzz and excitement around the brand, right? But it also offers a fun and engaging way for fans to connect with the brand on social media. So with a brand, and then you're thinking of which social media platform can I use? I think it's time to get your tweet ready. Move to Twitter, or move on to Twitter and make it happen, because that is where your fans are, and that is where you need to get started from. Those retweets are going to work wonders for your brand and your NFT marketing campaigns. So, talking about the positive aspect of NFTs and how we all should key into NFTs and how NFTs can turn out to be a positive addition to your marketing campaigns. So, and I've also talked about how NFTs can help brand reach new heights. But one thing I would always like to talk about is that we should not forget that there are potential risks and challenges. It's like playing Jenga. One wrong move for people who play Jenga, one wrong move, and the whole tower comes tumbling down. So, one major challenge to consider is the environmental impact of NFTs. The blockchain technology used to create and store NFTs consumes a ton of energy, and making it a less eco-friendly option than using a hamster-powered computer. I'm kidding, but you get the point. So critics have actually raised concerns about the carbon footprint of NFTs. So brands need to be mindful of the impact their NFT campaigns might have on the environment. So if you're a brand and you're considering NFTs, should also make sure you're looking at the ecosystem. You're considering the ecosystem and trying to make it eco friendly, and also be of the impact of an NFT mindful of the impact the NFT campaigns might have on the environment. And another challenge, which I'm sure most of us are already familiar with, is the potential for scams and fraud in the NFT market. Because NFT is a new technology, and as with any new technology, there are always some bad apples trying to spoil the bunch. So, brands need to be extra cautious to protect their customers from fraudulent NFTs. It is highly important for you to have that two-factor authentication, for you to take that extra step to protect your customers. And you don't want to give yourself a bad name, or you don't want to ruin your reputation just because of one or two bad apples that are ready to ruin your reputation and spoil your brand name. And one thing we should always remember is nobody wants to be sold a fake Mona Lisa. Everybody wants the real Mona Lisa. Nobody wants a fake Mona Lisa. So yeah, we just as a brand just have to be really careful and extra cautious. Emphasis on extra cautious. Always to protect your customers at all times from fraudulent NFTs. So I'll be talking about NFT campaigns, NFT market campaigns, and how we should be careful and how we should also take advantage of this new technology. So let's talk about one of the popular NFTs case study. Has anyone heard of an NBA Top Shot? If you haven't, you should actually check them out. So basically, one of the most successful NFT campaigns to date is NBA Top Shot. It's a platform that allows fans to buy, sell, and trade unique digital collectibles featuring NBA highlights. So it see it as a virtual sports memorabilia store. I hope I got that pronunciation right. But without the creepy old guy behind the counter, right? Just picture that. So NBA Top Shot has been an absolute slam dunk. Yeah. Generating over 700 million US dollars in sales since launching in 2020. That has also attracted a large and passionate community of basketball fans and collectors. So if you're a fan of the NBA, that is the place to be. So NBA's Top Shot's success shows the potential of NFTs to disrupt traditional collectibles market and engage with fans in new and innovative ways. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day we'll all be trading digital collectibles instead of Pokemon cards. And I bet some of you listening will actually love that. Okay, so one thing I would also love to talk about on the show today is about the future of NFTs. But before I get into that, I hope the case study of the NBA Top Shot I just mentioned will give you the push to actually considering adding NFTs as part of a marketing campaign. You might not make up to $700 million in sales, but you will make a decent amount. So far, you do it right. You have your strategy in place, and your customers come first, and you're doing all you can to protect them from fraudsters, from scams. And as long as you are true to yourself, definitely be successful with it. So let's talk about the future of NFTs. As with any new technology, the future of NFTs is uncertain, but there are some potential developments on the horizon. And one exciting possibility is the use of NFTs in the gaming industry. So if you're in the gaming industry and are thinking about you can use NFTs as part of your marketing strategy or part of your marketing campaign, think of it like this. NFTs could allow gamers to own unique in-game items or characters, making gaming experiences more personalized and collectible. So NFT could also enable gamers to trade their virtual assets with each other, creating a new economy around gaming. You play a game or you get to a certain level. For those who love to play games, you get to a certain level and then you get to win an NFT, or like some most of us that we play games and then you see that you have before you have to get to a particular level, you have to make in-app purchases. So you can introduce NFTs into your gaming system, and it could allow your gamers to create unique in-game items or characters. Their gaming experiences becomes more personalized, and they can even collect it. So they have that cool experience. Playing the game is cool, but having NFTs that allows them to do so much more is even cooler, right? So another area of potential growth for NFTs is in the art world. NFTs have already disrupted the traditional art market, allowing digital artists to sell their work for significant sums. And I mean significant sums. I'm not talking about um just a few cents or a few dollars. Significant sums, type of money that makes you say, God, when? So in the future, we may see more innovative uses of NFTs in the art world, such as the creation of virtual art galleries or interactive installations. But until then, we'll use it the way we can until creating virtual art galleries and interactive installations. We'll be using NFTs the way we can. But overall, the potential uses of NFTs are only limited by our imaginations. As brands and creators continue to explore this new technology, we can expect to see more exciting and innovative applications of NFTs in the years to come. They're only limited by imaginations because NFTs have so much potential. They have huge potential. And as more people continue to adopt it, just like any new technology, as more people continue to adopt it, other people get to hear about it and use it, and then it gains that momentum. It has that widespread recognition, and so as it grows, it gets updated. It keeps adding more. It keeps adding more updates. Keeps adding more updates, and then it gets more exciting and innovative. And so that is what we are expecting of NFTs in the years to come. In 3 years from now, the discussion around NFTs will be different. It will definitely be different. But I also think that as we are looking towards the future of NFTs and what they can be in the future, we should also look at the present, look at the now, and see how we can use what we have with us currently to grow our brands, to grow our projects, right? So NFTs are pretty exciting, and it's something I would love everyone to research on and see how they can adopt it and then use it to grow their brand and project like I mentioned earlier. So that's a wrap on today's episode, guys. Thanks for sticking with me through this episode of the podcast, and I Hope you have learned a lot about NFTs and how they can be used by brands for marketing purposes. Like I mentioned earlier, it's clear that NFTs offer a unique opportunity for brands to engage with their customers in new and exciting ways, from exclusive merchandise to rewards programs to brand collaborations. Possibilities for NFTs are endless. But as I've also discussed, there are also potential risks and challenges to consider, such as the environmental impacts of blockchain technology and the potential for scams and fraud in the NFT market. So, as a brand, you must be vigilant in navigating these challenges to protect your customers and your reputation. But despite these challenges, the success of platforms like NBA Top Shot shows the incredible potential of NFTs to disrupt traditional markets and engage with fans in innovative ways. So, whether you are a brand looking to create a unique marketing campaign or a collector looking to own a piece of digital history, NFTs offer an exciting new frontier to explore. So, thanks for sticking with me on today's episode. I will be back next week with more exciting content, so be sure to subscribe and tune in. And until next time, happy collecting.